Welcome, welcome, welcome. What a gift. It's the July 2023 live gathering. My name is Elena, in case you aren't aware, and our topic for this month is release. I personally like to dork out and print out the guidebook. It helps me to have a place in which to write and consider things. We purposely just do one picture in the guidebook. So if you have printer and limited ink, you don't have to print that image and you just have black and white pages to print for you to write in. If you don't have the guidebook, that's totally fine. Your journal will do. If you're watching the replay of this, the link to the guidebook is just below this replay. So you're all set. I want to thank you for being here. This mentorship is my place. This is my one place to take everything that I'm learning without any oversight from anyone else and give what has meaning to me directly to you. These once a month live gatherings are very important to me. I spend many hours crafting and creating in my notebook, our class plan, our guidebook. I usually hand it into Michelle well in advance of the month that we're going to do so that I can tinker and make adjustments as needed in my own mind, and also to collect resources for us to reference during the course of the prompts and writing. And that I feel is the most important part. Quarterly, we do have a practice like we do today. This is the first month of the third quarter of 2023, the beginning of the second half of the year. Our topic is release. I choose these topics at least a year in advance. And I want to make a note about that for all of us, because there's something very special about giving yourself a structure and then adhering to it. When I saw that release was the topic for this month, it was exactly what I personally needed in so many different realms of my life. And I think for this time of the year, particularly as we move into the second half of the year, to release what we thought needed to happen, to release all of the stagnant, stuck energy in the body, in the mind, even in the heart, is such a good idea right now. So I'd like to start by turning our attention to page 2 in the guidebook. And yes, Jane, this will be available later. Jane asked me directly to host and panelists if the replay will be available. As always, the live gatherings are always available, and everyone who signed up for this today will receive it within 24 hours. Release. This is a quote from one of my dearest favorite ancestor teachers, Vonda Scarvelli. Her book is called Awakening the Spine. It is a must. It's out of print, so it's a little hard to get. Mine is just falling apart and one of my favorite books of all time. The quote goes like this. The part of the brain in which memory resides is paved with all sorts of images, most of the past, covering it like a veil. When something new is dropped in the thick layer of thoughts and sensations, it is obviously more difficult to remember. Such an occupied container is not free to receive, as all sorts of distractions are interfering. Instead, when there is space, one retains and remembers more easily. So when I think about release, and this is a quote that has guided me for decades. The book was released in 1991. I got my hands on it probably 10 years later. When I think about release, I think about that occupation of my mind. I think about the occupation of my heart and also of my body. And whatever I can do to move my body to release what I thought was true, what I imagined needed to happen, is the best medicine. And this is an ongoing daily endeavor. Your invitation, this first prompt for today, In what aspect of your present experience would you like to feel some level of release? You can write on this, you can think on this, you can draw, you can sing, but we practice in order to make that kind of space and to release these very thick, heavy, deep grooves in our minds and in our habits. And as you know this, you're here, you're coming back to your practice in some way. You've been called to be here with me, with us. You know that practice does this. When you move your body, you take a full breath, you release some of this stagnant energy, more space becomes available for new information. And this new information is everything. Every single day, we have new information at our fingertips. And so much of the time we are forgetting to grab it, to feel it, to receive it, because we're stuck in some other place that we can't release. I'm fascinated by this. And that's why I chose this word, this topic for us for the middle of the year. I have a little more from Vonda Scaravelli, same book, Awakening the Spine. And I encourage you to keep writing on what aspect of your existence you would like to experience some release right now. Why does memory absorb like a sponge? Why do we retain? Perhaps because our lives are sometimes so empty, insignificant, and shallow that memory grasps a hold of the few things we lived intensely. So this is a wow. That's a huge statement. I also want to point out as a caveat, with all respect to Vonda, emptiness is not a bad thing. And I would like to sort of strike that from this quote. Sometimes our lives feel, not are, feel insignificant and shallow. If you are in a season of your life that feels like that, and you might very well be, please know that the quote unquote emptiness that Vonda is referencing is actually a gift. That's where we're moving toward. I wanted to include this quote because I want to have this conversation to redefine the value of emptiness, the treasure that emptiness is. Let me keep reading. Lastly, though, I do want to say, you know how you remember, I don't know, something really lovely and delicious from your past? Maybe it was a concert or a wedding, or even, I don't know, I'm thinking about Jonah's birth. I'm even thinking about my mother's death. It was so beautiful. I do, those sort of cycle in my mind often. And when those memories are cycling in our minds, it's very hard for us to take in new information. And that new information might look something like a real happiness emerging, pure potential in a realm of our lives that we really haven't felt, in which we haven't felt potential lately. So, okay, that's been said. Quote, memory contains our past conditioning, our childhood, our education, our culture, our experiences, our knowledge, our environment, our country, our family, our friends. Let us leave all this alone, she says, and not use those things, not exploit them or speculate upon them. They should remain there. And when I'm such a visual person, so I'm thinking there is like way back there in the canyon of my mind. They should remain there in complete immobility, like the background of a picture or a map. The background. Not to carry them along is a blessing. With the purpose of pointing out the beauty of a fresh mind, Vonda says, Krishnamurti told this story. She was a student of his. It's such a gift to bring the ancestors in so closely. I'm so thankful for them. Two monks are traveling by foot together. There are many variations of this story, by the way. Two monks are traveling by foot together. On their way, they meet a woman sitting beside a river. She asks them to help her cross the stream. Courteously, and monks don't touch people. It's there are so many little details that are left out of this version. So I would encourage you to find other versions about the heavy weight that we carry. Courteously, they lift her up, putting her on their shoulders, and with the water up to their knees, reach the other side and gently set her down. They continue on silently when, after some time, one monk asks his friend, "Was it not a sin to take her in our arms?" To which the other monk replied, "You still carry her? I left her a long time ago." And the prompt here is a really good one. What are you still carrying? And are you certain it's yours? I have a couple of readings, one in particular from Paula Arai, The Little Book of Zen Healing. This is wonderful. New book just came out. Little Book of Zen Healing. So nice. It's in, Michelle, it's in my Zen list and also my favorites of 2023 if you go to my bookshop. Oh, there you go. You're fast. Thank you, Michelle. How can I expand my perspective so I can accept reality as it is and simply be, even in painful circumstances? And I encourage you to listen just with half of your mind as you write. What are you still carrying? And are you certain it's yours? So the author here goes into a story about how her parenting went at a certain point when she was trying to do everything and be a great parent and be present. This is something with which I very closely identify. To turn things into, from a painful process into some kind of positive, let's say, learning takes effort. And it's not always the thing that we must do. I'm not here to tell you that you need to take every shitty experience and make it into something wonderful. That is not the message. Her teacher explained to us, you need to throw out the past to make room to accept the present. It's about how much you are in touch with the power of boundlessness. If you are sincere, unobstructive, not calculating gain and loss, and let things flow like a stream, forgiveness and allowing room for things will naturally occur. Water that is hardened will not move. Depending on the matter at hand, you can make room for something by responding with silence, but it's important not to turn anger in on yourself. As you forgive and make room for the present, your heart melts. It's on page 99, The Little Book of Zen Healing. This is a very great inspiration for my next book. The way that she's brought in so many personal matters into a way of also sharing teachings that have helped her. I'm really impressed by this book, and I look forward to meeting the author soon. So maybe you're still writing. What are you still carrying? And are you certain it's yours? And maybe you've moved on, but I have a couple more readings for you. And this one is from Tokapa Turner. Wonderful book that I've cited so many times called Belonging. I reference it for almost every topic in this mentorship. It's so full. Quote, I felt that I was being given the privilege and responsibility to heal these ancestral wounds through their manifestation in my life. As Paul Levy so beautifully puts it, we have the precious opportunity to liberate these ancestral rhizomic strands of trauma, which extend far back in time and equally far into the future, but which also converge and are spread throughout the present in the form of the society and culture in which we live. We can be the ones to break the link in the chain and dissolve these insidious mycelium-like threads. which are literally the warp and weft upon which the tapestry of the past, present, and future history of our species is woven. Belonging, that was on page 137 of that book. Beautiful. On page 3 of your guidebook, in case you haven't yet accessed it or printed it. On the last page of your guidebook, page 4, I have some practice note space for you. So you can bring this to your practice space and you can work with it there to take some notes on the practice if you'd like. I am making sure that we are all set for questions. Wonderful. We're going to start our practice now. I'm going to put in my little AirPod and connect to you like this. And I'm going to test the sound. We are good. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to step over to my mat with my notes. And maybe you can let me know if the sound is still working over here just as well. Can you hear me perfectly? A bit quiet. Okay. All right. I can also raise my voice here. Wonderful. I'll talk a bit louder. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, great. The mat is in full view. Everything is straight. Make sure. Wonderful. Okay, good. Here we go. Welcome to practice. Let's take a moment to sit together, to land together. Allow the body to settle into your space. Perhaps your hands are resting on your thighs. Perhaps it's better for you to take your hands into Cosmic Mudra, right palm under left, thumb tips gently grazing one another. We use this practice to clear space in the body, to open the mind to receive new information, to experience robust circulation of that information throughout the form of your body. And to begin today, we just give thanks for the practice itself, for the breath flowing in and out of this body, for the memory, for the stagnation, for whatever needs to move. We release expectation about what that should feel like. You can bring your hands to prayer in front of your face and then lower your hands down to your heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your time. And most importantly, thank you for your practice, because it means something to all of us. And welcome in. Let's come to stand at the front of your mat. We don't need any props for today at all. And I'm going to move you back a little bit so that you can see my hands when I raise them. Taking Tadasana at the top of your mat and allowing yourself to feel the weight of your feet, to separate your feet about 2 fists width apart, to turn your palms to face forward, to lengthen your spine, to open your eyes. And we'll start with 3 sun salutations just to clear the internal space. I'll speak a little bit, but I'll really let you have some time to yourself as well. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, heart forward. Good. As you exhale, step back, plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Good. And exhale back. Downward facing. Take your time here in this down dog. Feeling the opening in the backs of your legs, perhaps the first time today. Deep breathing, so sweet to be together. Clearing the field. Take a look between your hands. You can step or walk or jump your feet forward as you wish. Inhale your heart forward. And as you exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, reach and rise. Lean back just a bit. And then exhale, bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart. And I'm going to stop us frequently throughout this practice, momentarily. Feel what one sun salutation does internally, how it clears so much of the energy in your body and in your mind. Let's go for 2 more. We'll move a little more quickly and I'll say a little less. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. And down dog. And as ever, if you need to move more slowly, please do. Please feel free to hang out in down dog or child's pose or whatever you need. This is really your practice. One more full breath here in dog. Good. Bend your knees, look between your hands, gently jump. Heart forward, folding. Reach up, rising up, big full breath. And exhale, hands to your heart. Again, just take a quick moment to yourself to feel, how did that salutation change things for you? Arms down at your sides, sweep up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take a look between your hands and very gently bring your right knee to the outside of your right wrist for pigeon. Walk your back leg back, point your toes, come down onto your elbows. Take a few moments here just to feel yourself opening into your inner thigh, opening into your seat. Maybe a little smile coming across your face. Bring your right hand to your right thigh and gently take a twist. Good. And allow yourself to look over your right shoulder. And then gently lower yourself down, coming back, downward facing dog. I love a little pigeon at the beginning of a practice. Good. Left knee just outside of your left hand. Walking right leg back. Point those toes coming down onto your elbows momentarily. And then gently place your left hand to your left thigh, pressing left shoulder away from left knee. And for a little intensity, you can reach that left seat down, down, down toward the floor and toward the back left corner of your space. Good. And slowly come forward. Place your hands back to dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing. And back, down dog. Good. Bring your right hand to the center of the mat. And then bend both knees and bring your left hand to your outer right heel. Tiny little ears. As you hold this heel, gently spin yourself around. Open. Reach your right seat a little higher. Beautiful. And then listen carefully. You're going to take your left hand behind the right wrist and place it in the center of your mat. Bring your right hand to your outer left heel and slowly twist. And see if you can keep your knees equal here. We're not straightening that left leg as we sometimes do. We're just coming around. Breathing deeply. Good. And then very gently come forward, place hands as you would normally for dog. And then slowly shoot forward into plank pose, walking feet back as you need to. Nice. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Good. And exhale back. Downward facing dog. Ah, 2 more breaths here. Now we're a little more open. You can start to feel where the gift of the hip opener that is pigeon lives in your body. I find that that posture, not just my hips are open, but even my shoulders feel more open. Breathing in upper chest feels more open. Releasing and clearing space. Take a look between your hands. You can walk, step, hop, jump, whatever you like. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale to fold. Good. Bend your knees. Take a hold of your heels with your hands. Nice. And then placing heels right into the palms. Bend both knees until the knees are moving toward and into your armpits. Take a moment there. Slowly begin to turn your gaze back behind you between your legs. Just do your best. And as you press kneecaps forward into armpits, lengthen sitting bones high.
One more full breath here. And then slowly inhale your heart forward. Place your hands on your waist. Exhale, press yourself up to stand. Hands at your waist. And release your arms down at your sides. Take a look out in front of you. This is a very different system than the one with which we began. And feel yourself open and spacious and ready. Good. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Bend your knees deeply. Take your chair pose, touching the floor next to your feet with your fingertips. Good. Arms high, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bring your hands to prayer. Spin to your right side. Bring your left elbow outside your right knee. Don't move your knees. Really see if you can keep your knees still and steady. Pressing right hand on left, or make a fist with your left hand and drape your right hand on top of it to spin around yourself. Maybe a little smile. If you need to look down, you can. If you want to look all the way up, you can do that too. Breathing for 2 more breaths here. Wonderful. Bend your knees. Touch the floor with your fingertips. Yes, we're still in chair. Inhale, arms up high. Very good work. Exhale, hands to prayer, spinning to your left side. Right elbow outside, left knee. Either hand variation will do. The prayer hands or the fist with the draped left hand over it. And make sure everything is sort of gentled. There's a full breath in the twist, of course, 2 more. And there's also a sense of ease in your face, and your feet, your hands. Very good. Stay in chair, touch the floor, arms up high, pressing into the floor, come to straighten your legs and bring your hands to prayer out of your heart. Close your eyes for a moment, feel that rich, robust energy in your legs, particularly your quadriceps here. And you will notice that your mind is more clear already. Arms down at your sides. Second time, chair pose. Utkatasana, touch the floor. Arms come high. Exhale to fold in. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Good. And exhale back. Downward facing dog. Place your right foot between your hands. Bring your left heel to the floor. Bend your right knee deeply. Keep your right upper arm and outer knee connected. Fingertips down, or you can flip the wrist out to its own side and place the palm down. Left hand to sacrum, palm pointing back. Left shoulder stacking on top of right. I like my fingertips better here for today. And then bring your left arm long over your left ear. As you do that, feel the extension from your pelvis through both hand and foot on the left side. Take 3 breaths here with that full wingspan, as it were. One more breath here. Good. Gently release. Place your hands, step back. Optional vinyasa. You can come through plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or just meeting dog. Great. Your left foot forward, please. Right heel to the floor. Left hand arranging. I am going to flip mine, but stay on fingertips. Right hand comes to sacrum, and then slowly begin stacking right shoulder on top of left. Right arm comes long over the right ear. And feel from your pelvis like you're extending the hand and the foot on the right side away from one another. Breathing deeply. Opening space. Final breath. And gently release. Hands to the floor, step back. Downward facing dog. Two more breaths here. Take a look between your hands. Gently jump or step your feet forward. Inhale your heart forward. And exhale to fold. Gently bend your knees. Arms up high for chair. 3 full breaths here, and considering who or what you might still be carrying and inquiring as to whether it's actually yours. Maybe that's to be released. Good. Gently press into your feet, straighten your legs, reach your arms up high, find a little back bend, and then exhale, bring your hands to prayer. So nice. Release your arms down at your sides. Take a couple of moments there to feel the robust circulation, the vibrancy in your body, the space in your mind. Good. Bring your hands to prayer once again. Bend both knees, coming into about half a chair, and then slowly, keeping hands in prayer in front of your heart, lift your left leg up and out behind you, toes pointed, coming into warrior 3. Your standing knee can bend. If you need to drop your left hand to balance, totally cool. Play with it. For the next 3 smiling breaths here. And then gently come to stand as elegantly as possible. Release your hands down at your sides, palms facing forward. You can interlace your hands behind you. That feels really natural for me to do here. Open heart space, broaden collarbones, soften facial features. Relax your toes. And bring your hands to prayer. Once again, shifting your weight onto your left foot now, bending the knees just about halfway to chair, and slowly sending that right leg out behind you for the balance. Left knee is bent slightly. Dropping right hand if you need to balance. Smiling. Sometimes even when I don't feel like smiling, I smile and my chemistry shifts. Something releases. The useful tool. Last breath here. Good. Hands down to the floor, step back. Plank pose. Okay. You might know that one of my favorite practices is a practice called bird dog, which has your knees on the floor and sort of alternating arm and leg. Very strengthening. Here in plank pose, we're going to do a little plank bird dog. So The right arm and the left foot will lift. Hold and release. Right leg, left arm, lift, hold, and release. 3 more rounds on each side. Left arm, right leg, release. Right arm, left leg, release. Left arm, right leg, release. Last round. Great. Now come onto your knees. Sit back on your heels. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Feel your spine rise. Shoulders drop. Eyes relax. Feel the open space. Okay. Come onto your hands and knees. Just for you, if you have not practiced bird dog with me yet, it's one of my favorites. And it's a wonderful way to strengthen and sustain the lower back. So right arm and left leg, much easier than from plank, as you can see. Your inhalation extends the opposite arm and leg. The exhalation brings the two together right underneath your navel. Inhale again to re-extend, and exhale, release. We will only do 5 rounds of this. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, inhale, and X. That's a full round. 4 more rounds. Enjoy and feel how it strengthens you. Let's go. Right arm, touch, inhale, release. Left arm, right leg, touch, in, release. Third. Release. 4th round. And final round. Wonderful. Sit back on your heels. Close your eyes, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Take a moment just to feel your body spacious and alive. Good. Shift your weight over to your right. I'll show you from the back just because it's easier to see. Left hand comes to the floor next to you. Right arm reaches high. So your right seat is all the way on the right side. Your right heel is in your pelvic floor. Good. And gently lengthen over. Your left elbow can bend, or maybe the hand walks out a little farther. Breathing deeply. 3 full breaths here. Good. And then slowly release, come over to the other side. Right hand to the mat. Left arm long and walking over. 3 full breaths here. Nice. And then slowly release your left hand down, lengthen your legs out in front of you, and walk your feet to the front of your mat. And this way, you have lots of space to come to lie down in just a few moments, which we will be doing. Let your hands rest in your lap, your right hand under your left, your thumb tips touching, your feet flexing, your legs strong, and your feet are about outer shoulder width apart, whatever that means for you. Okay, sitting up tall, see if you can roll your shoulders up, back, and down. If you need a little bit of prop underneath your seat, you can always fold up your mat and place it under your seat. Even just a little bit can be very helpful. Okay. Arms up high, full breath in. Exhale and fold yourself down. Reach your arms between your legs, prayer hands, and slowly pulse yourself forward with care and attention. 3 more. 2 more. And final one. Good. And then drop your hands wherever they are, even if they're just between your shins. It's perfect. You're at your edge. Hold yourself down and breathe for 3 full breaths here in this forward bend. And then slowly come up. You can release the prop from beneath you if you wish, or you can keep it there. Bring your right heel to your inner right groin. Right heel, inner right groin. Turn toward your left leg. Left hand to the outside of that left leg, knee, thigh, shin. Right hand comes all the way around. Option 1 to the inside of the right leg. Option 2 to the outside, inside of the left leg rather. Option 2 to the outside of the left foot. And slowly bend that right elbow wherever it is and draw yourself down into the posture. Beginning to feel the release in the lower part of your back. Feeling the opening, the release across your sacrum. Let's slowly come back up. Good, big opening there. So just take a moment here to rest your hands on your thighs, to lengthen your spine tall, and just feel all that space in your interior. Good. And then slowly switch your legs. Placing right hand outside right shin. Option 1, left hand to the inner right shin. Option 2, to the outer right foot with your left hand. Lift and then slowly bending the elbow to draw yourself down. Taking 2 more full breaths here. Feeling that vast opening in your lower back, particularly on the left side. And then slowly coming to rise and let your hands rest on your thighs for a couple moments there. Good. Very slowly come to a cross-legged seat, your right heel into your groin, and your left heel can align right in front of it. You also have the option to do an actual cross-legged seat where your shins cross. Okay, whatever feels sort of best for you for today. We're just going to take a couple of moments here to do some breath work, and then we'll close out with the remainder of our postures. And the breath work is Nadi Shodhana. The alternate nostril breathing is such a wonderful tool to help us release whatever is seeming to take up too much space within us. I'm going to turn slightly to my side so that you can see. My right hand is up. The first two fingers of the right hand are folded in. The ring finger of that hand is going to come in contact with the outer left nostril, and the thumb of the right hand is going to come in contact with the outer right nostril. I'll stay in this orientation for a few moments just so you can get acquainted, in case that's not something you've done before. As you inhale through both nostrils with the fingertips so lightly grazing the outer edges. And as you exhale, release the breath out, fingers stay. Good. Your left hand can just be placed on your left knee if you like, and if you prefer, you can have index and thumb touching down there. Inhale both nostrils once again. Exhale, release. 2 more times like this. Good. Now very gently block the right nostril by moving the thumb right up to where the cartilage and the bone meet. And inhale through your left nostril. Gently block again the left nostril together and hold for a moment. Then release the right thumb down to the edge of the right nostril once again and exhale out the right. Inhale the right. Close and block both. Release the ring finger down to the edge of the left nostril and exhale left. Good. Inhale left. Close, blocking both. And exhale right. Once again, inhale right. Closing both. And exhale left. Inhale left. Closing both. And exhale right. Release your right hand down onto your right knee and just continue breathing in this way, inhaling through the right nostril, in your mind's eye, closing both nostrils without using your hands. And exhaling left. Continue inhaling left. Closing both in your mind's eye. Good. And exhale right. Last time, inhale right. Closing both without your hands. And exhale left. Very gently move your spine away and taller, away from your feet, as though you are retreating into the back of your body. Allow yourself to be here for the next few breaths, uninterrupted, dropping the technique, and just breathing naturally. Very gently bring your attention back. And drop one hand to the floor next to your seat. And walk that hand out to the side, slowly dropping the elbow down, lifting other arm high, lengthening into the side stretch. So much of the stagnant energy that we hold in our lungs, the sadness, the grief, it's not a problem, but it is a very interesting endeavor to release it, at least physically, and to feel what happens as a result. Inhale coming up. And let's go to the other side. Same side stretch. Take your time. Lengthening over. Allowing yourself to open and extend. Inhale, coming all the way up. And as you exhale, release back down. Coming back onto your hands and knees briefly. Point your toes, inhale, arch your back, face looks up. And exhale, round your spine. A few times here, inhaling and exhaling. Challenge yourself to go a little bit farther each time. Inhale, really reach sitting bones high, high, and exhale, round your spine. Really lift your belly up in. Last two times, inhaling, exhaling, and inhale. And as you exhale, reach all the way back into child's pose. Setting your seat back on your heels, your forehead toward the floor. Keep your elbows lifted for now. And let your entire body relax except for your arms. Shoulders lifting, armpits hollowing out and rising up away from your knees. Shoulder blades dropping down your back, away from your ears. Walk your hands over to your left here in child's pose. Taking this long stretch open. You might notice we've done several twists and side opening stretches. When I need to release some sort of energy or opinion, something that's stuck in my system, walk yourself over to the right side. I like to really open the sides of the body, like I've said, especially the lower line there. Good. Come back to the center. We'll take a final rest together, but I want to give you some options for this rest. You can lie down. You can take your legs up the wall if that feels wonderful for you. You can put your legs up on the seat of the chair if you'd like. I'll take Shavasana. It's really only 90-second Shavasana, but it's very helpful for your body to receive what's been practiced here. So you can very economically and swiftly relax from the soles of your feet to your heels and ankles, your calves, knees, thighs, hips. Feeling the weight of gravity in your belly. Each exhalation, navel descending. Your heart space relaxing and releasing your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows and your hands. The back of your skull. And when you feel ready, you can slowly begin to emerge from wherever you are and find your way into a supine twist. Legs over to one side, opening once again. And then bring your legs to the center and over to the other side as well. Find your way up to a nice seat from wherever you are. Feel this sense of robust circulation in your body. The concept of release, as we have explored it today, is so much about allowing the past and the future to fall away so that we can be present here. On page 109 in the little book of Zen Healing, Miss Arai, the author, says, all healing activities only happen in the present. Accepting this condition is vital because we always have the choice to be focused elsewhere. The more we abide in the present, the more we can engage in ways that heal. Let's take a few moments here together to sit. I'll come closer. We have time for a Q&A at the end.
And if you're feeling unsure about the ways in which it's time for you to release at this time during this season of your life, try not to think too much about it. In any action that you're taking in any moment of your day, does this deplete my energy or renew it? It's a wonderful gauge to see if it's something that should be released or maintained. We'll just take a few more breaths here together. And to close our practice together, you can bring your hands to prayer or place them on your heart if you'd like. We dedicate the merit of this practice, any benefit gained from this practice, to those in need, to those who are under-resourced, undernourished, underloved, underserved. To those who feel alone and afraid. We dedicate the merits of this practice. I thank you for your practice today. Thank you for being here with me, with us. I would like to share a little bit about the mentorship for you if you are not yet with us in the portal. This is a beautiful way, as I said at the beginning, for me to gather with you on my terms. If I'm honest, I've spent the better part of 30 years worried about what some teacher or community will think. Worried if I'm saying the right thing or doing the right thing. I'm almost 53 years old, and I started this mentorship when I turned 50. Afraid, and also knowing that it was time for me to do my own thing. And my hope is that the portal itself, well over 150 teaching videos for you, awaiting you on so many different topics, both professional and personal. Practices, the live gatherings are so magical every single month. I put so much time and energy into our notes and the quotes and the readings and the teachings. But my hope is that this place actually inspires you to do your own thing, whatever that means for you. Maybe it doesn't mean that you're going to open up a portal. Maybe it does. It has, for so many people in this community, inspired you to open what it is, the door, the course, the teaching, the space, the physical space, the virtual space, to open what you wanted to create. So if you're here and you're new, I want to give you my email so that you can ask me any questions. The doors are open for 1 week for the second half of this year. My email is info@elenabrower.com. That goes directly to me. There is no assistant. Nobody else answers my email but me. I tend to it every day. I enjoy processing my inbox so much now. And yes, you will receive a replay with this beautiful practice. Any other questions that you have, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Brett, thank you so much for being here. All of you, Anka, yeah, wonderful to see you. Self-trust is everything. Nadia, Daniela, Marta, yes. Sarah, wonderful. Martha, Martha, thank you for your words. She writes, big blessings. Thank you for making a space that is your own. Explore here. We will hold the space with you. This is a teaching in itself for you and us. I really appreciate that. Thank you for all the thanks. Tarini, Sophia, Takesha, Janet. Yes, we did a lot of work. I just want to say, sort of parenthetically, all that side stretching for you, when you're feeling a lot of grief, anything that you can do to open this region of your body, it is of such utility. It's so helpful. I feel like a different person. I was holding a lot of energy before, and I feel like all of it has been released, actually. And I feel really good. Any other questions that you guys would like to? Namaste, Dr. Youngblood. Kelly, wonderful to see you. Rhonda, how wonderful to see you as well. Christina, Linda, Alberga, Suzette, Stephen. Oh, gosh, we have amongst us people that I've known for well over 2 decades who've been studying with me, alongside me for so long. Nancy, thank you very much. Emma, wonderful. Rajani, thank you very much for being here. Rebecca, Tasha, Elena, beautiful. The cell, that's Kira. Thank you so much, truly. All right, we've tended to everybody. Aida, thank you. Thank you so much. Any other questions? I'll be waiting for you in my email. I'll be working today and in my inbox. So please send questions if you have them. And I want to give a shout out to Michelle Martello. Thank you so much, Michelle, always for being there, for posting everything that we need, the book titles, the links, the guidebook, everything, for creating all of the gorgeous graphics, the website, everything. That's all Michelle Martello. A deep bow to you, Michelle. Yes, everyone in the chat is thanking you too. Wonderful. And Frida and Sarah, thank you for being here. Wonderful. Okay, I let you go with my gratitude. Another deep bow. And I can't wait to see you again. Please do feel free to email me with your questions. Thank you.